It back in 1984, 2,105 yards. Chris Johnson is on pace right now to break that record. He's
Taj Gibson, the rookie out of USC, and Joakim Noah inside at center. Blazers tonight, Steve Blake, Brandon Roy, Martell Webster. This is the five that started on Saturday. LaMarcus Aldridge, and inside at center, G.Oden. Starting lineups brought to you by Clear's super fast mobile internet. When we come back, we'll get the keys to the game from Mike Rice. We'll check in with Rebecca Harlow, and we'll get this one underway from the Rose Garden, which is sold out for the 79th consecutive time. Fans had a lot to cheer about in the second half on Saturday. They want to see more of the same tonight. Back to tip it off in 1 minute.
Many will hear the calling.
Move it! Yes, sir!
Few will earn the title United States Marine. The few, the proud Marines.
One more time. One more time.
Game number 16 for the Trailblazers tonight. Nobody in the NBA has played that many in Portland so far. At home, 5-2. Time to get you the Northwest Ford Store's keys to the game. For those, we turn to the coach, Mike Rice.
Well, I think they're going to push it. They did against Denver and the Lakers. I think they want a fast break tonight. The Blazers have to stop those fast break points. Points off of turnovers. I think Chicago, they watched the game at Golden State with the Blazers. They're going to go after the Blazers a little bit more tonight. We'll keep an eye on turnovers. Blazers need to shoot around 47%. Although I think this game will be in the 80s, I think the Blazers need to shoot that amount to win this game.
All right, those are your keys. So let's get the keys from assistant coach Bill Baino in tonight's Corona Coach's Corner.
The big thing with this team, they lead the league in offensive rebounding. So with Deng, with Noah almost getting 5 a game, Taj Gibson, I mean, they crash, and our bigs, you know, have got to be up to that challenge.
At the Corona Coach's Corner, time to get a Gatorade sideline report from the one, the only Rebecca Harlow. Good evening.
Good evening, Mike and Mike. When you take a look at the Chicago Bulls, they're certainly lacking in that offensive category without Ben Gordon. They're still asking themselves, how are we going to step up offensively? Who's going to score? They need to know who's going to put points on the board. You can see in those numbers, but like Billy Bano just said, they are great in the rebound category. Here's Greg talking about how it needs to be a team effort tonight.
Be more conscious, you know, definitely on defensive end, make sure we end every play with the rebound, you know, and definitely make sure everybody's conscious enough to block out every time they shoot. And, you know, we cut back some of their offensive rebounds and, you know, make shots and cut back some of their defensive rebounds.
Every single night, but the coaches did put a special emphasis on it this morning at shoot-around, telling these guys that this is one way that they can quickly take the Bulls out of their game tonight by stealing those rebounds from them. I think we're going to see a quick start from both teams tonight, guys.
All right, thanks, Rebecca. And her sideline report brought to you by Gatorade, the heart, hustle, and soul of the Trailblazers. There you see the numbers, the matchups for these teams. Neither team scores a ton. Portland 25th in the NBA in scoring, Chicago 27th. So as you said, probably going to see a game in the 80s. And if that's the case, that's very good news for Portland, because the Trailblazers have won 36 straight games when holding their opponent to 90 points or less. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and Chicago has a light stat with when they hold their opponents below 100, they're 6-1. So both teams want to keep the score probably low. That's why it probably will be low.
And welcome to all of those of you watching us on NBA TV. Mike Barrett, Mike Rice, Rebecca Harlow here from the Rose Garden in Portland, which is sold out for the 79th consecutive time. Chicago with the opening tip. D.Rose takes the long 2 and sees it rattle out. Rose had 2 forgettable games against the Trailblazers last season.
And you're being kind to say that.
The Bulls lost by 42 here last November, and Rose was 1 for 8 in that game. In the second game, Portland went to Chicago and had similar success, 109-95. Rose 5 of 14. Go inside to Oden against Noah, and that's just too big. Inside with the left hand for Greg Oden. That position is so key.
Yeah, Noah said, wait a minute, you didn't have that in the championship NCAA game when we played you. That was a nice little baby left hook
Well,
there.
he did, but he had Al Horford helping him guard Greg Oden that night, not by himself.
That was a powerful Florida team, no doubt about it.
Salmons, right side Deng.
Yeah, Blazers have had trouble with Salmons.
L.Deng fades back and sees it come up a little long. Martell Webster running the floor. The catch and misses the lay-in. He had Deng tracking him, tried to go high on the glass, and the ball wouldn't stay. Here's Rose. This time he hits. You know, you talk about D.Rose having a forgettable game. Blazers try to run again, this time a turnover. But Joakim Noah maybe had as forgettable a game here at the Rose Garden last year. As
I know what you're going to say.
Noah had 5 fouls in the first half as Vinny Del Negro just let him go. And he ended up fouling out in the third quarter, playing only 17 minutes to get all 5 fouls. Aldridge into all 6 fouls, excuse me. Aldridge into a double. Taj Gibson defending him. Now Rose in transition. That's what they want to do. And the follow by Gibson wouldn't stay. Blazers back the other way.
That's what you can run on this team simply because they send 3 and sometimes 4 to the board. Gibson will always be there.
There's the double. There's the entry pass from Webster to Oden, and then he went, I was going to say high-low. It was actually low-low to Aldridge, and he couldn't put the jump hook down.
Every game we watch Greg Oden improve his passing ability, especially to the cutters.
Deng fouled and scored the bucket. It's going to go on Aldridge. The little shove, says Bill Spooner, across the middle. So L.Deng, who had 22 points and 4 blocks on Saturday, gets a chance at a 3-point play. And LaMarcus Aldridge, for whatever reason lately, has really been battling foul trouble.
Well, L.Deng will be a difficult match for Martell Webster. But if they were playing that small lineup, it would be Brandon Roy. So that would even be worse. I'd rather see Martell on him. Brandon will not have to work as hard. The Blazers have been starting that 3-guard offense.
Roy elbow jumper, and that's home. And Chicago getting off to a good start is key. Of course, Vinny Del Negro came out and really challenged his squad in the Chicago's papers, talking about effort and finishing games as Salmons hits in the corner. But keep in mind, Chicago led at Denver 27-14 after the first quarter on Saturday, and then got beaten in the final 3 quarters. So although a good start is key, it's Chicago knows it's a 4-quarter game. Near turnover. In fact, they do now. So a couple of turnovers here early. Sloppy. And a moment ago, Brandon Roy able to get started coming off the Aldridge pick.
Yeah, he was coming off against small forwards up till last game. Now he's got Selman on him, and you could see John didn't fight through that pick that time. And Roy will start coming off of picks early in the game, and then later in the game he takes over as a point guard for the Blazers.
Noah takes that top of the key shot, which has side spin, if not top spin, and it goes down.
He makes it. I watched him in practice. The ball actually spins sideways. I've never seen an NBA shooter do that. I talked to Vinny Del Negro. Vinny says, I don't like to watch it, but he makes it.
Kind of like your golf swing, other than the second half.
Yeah, I can see that.
Roy out to Webster, tries a 3 at the angle, short, tipped up and in by Oden inside.
Well, we talked about the Bulls being an excellent offensive rebounding team. The Blazers are not far behind in that category. Oden gets about 3 a game. Not as well as Noah. Noah gets about 4 offensive rebounds a game.
Taj Gibson slips the pick. They kick to D.Rose far side. That's up long, and Greg Oden grabs the rebound for Portland.
Blazers like when Rose shoots that quick out of the offense.
Here comes the double, although Noah's got to stay honest with Oden right behind him. Aldridge skips it out to Webster, wouldn't take the 3. Martell coming off a great game Saturday, throws up this one baseline, and it's a round and out and rebounded by Noah.
Remember, Saturday, he started real slow in the first quarter, too.
As Brandon Roy went down, Martell Webster had 19 second-half points.
Yeah.
Ended the game with 21 points, 13 rebounds, his first career double-double.
I was more impressed with the rebounding than I was the points.
And oftentimes for him, start rebounding and the points will come. Oden gets a nice pass from Aldridge. And he's fouled inside. Aldridge and Oden getting better at playing together and working the high-low here. With Greg able to get the deep position, even on plays like this, rebounding, Portland's got to go to him.
Yes, and you can see the only thing that has kept Oden from really having big stats this year is he only plays 23 minutes a game. He leads the NBA in personal fouls, and he's passed up Howard, Dwight Howard, by about 5 fouls. Nene is about 6 behind. So that is the only thing keeping, because Greg really has dominated early in the last 3 or 4 games. But for one reason or another, he gets into foul trouble.
But he didn't really on Saturday. Noah, baseline. Webster comes to help. He might have gotten a piece of that. Oden was on the front side. Webster came from behind. Aldridge gets low position on Gibson.
I like this Gibson kid.
They're trying to clear out. Chicago's doing a nice job bringing the doubles and the triples. And that time it didn't matter as Aldridge spun baseline and hit his first field goal.
Yeah, Gibson, real thin legs, only goes around 215 pounds. But I watched Southern Cal play last year in the NCAAs, that first round game. He really crashes the boards well. He's a hustler.
Salmon's had some nice games against Portland when he played for Sacramento in this building. Gibson has that shot come up a little short. Portland looks to run. And these teams are similar in that they both say they want to run.
Yes.
But oftentimes saying it and getting it done, 2 different things. Blake had a nice game on Saturday. Aldridge steps back for a 3 and hits his first 3-pointer of the season. Boy, he'd only taken 2 before that one.
Yeah, it really helps when you get Martell hitting a shot outside LaMarcus. It opens it up for Brandon Roy to come off of picks.
L.Deng. Little short. Loose ball foul Oden over the back of Noah.
I think it was Martell, wasn't it?
It's going to be called on Oden. Martell was there as well, but Oden picks up his first. Just over the midway point of quarter number 1 here from Portland. Trailblazers on top of the Bulls by 1.
No, it's not easy to save with 3 grown boys.
Not just 3 boys, triplets.
3 cheeseburgers with fries, 3 football uniforms.
Come on,
guys, just take turns. Everybody get a chance to lean back. If we're fair.
3 college educations.
We showed them how online tools that come free with their Wells Fargo checking account could help them manage their expenses and save automatically. Times 3.
There you see, he's a 4th triplet.
Wells Fargo. Together we'll go far.
Gatorade. That's G.
You don't have to dig too deep to get the breakfast you love.
And you can get a great breakfast every day for just $1. McDonald's Breakfast Dollar Menu. Fast, affordable, delicious.
5:48 left in quarter number 1 here in Portland. The 4-game homestand continuing for the Trailblazers. The 6-game road trip continuing for Chicago. Got plans for the holidays? We've got you covered. This Thanksgiving, spend time with your friends and family at a Trailblazers home game. Next up, Blazers take on New Jersey. That's Wednesday night. Tickets going fast. Call 503-797-9600 or visit trailblazers.com. No plans for you?
No, just a Turk. I got to have a turn.
And games Wednesday and Friday around Thanksgiving at home.
Well, this Blazer team, you know, we were talking about the three-guard offense that the Blazers had been running, but it was just not creating mismatches that helped them on the offensive end. They either had to play Blake or Andre Miller, and surprisingly, Andre Miller has never started a game where he's been the total point guard, and Martell in there as the small forward, and Brandon Roy the two guard. It was always when Andre Miller started, it was with two other guards in there, so they really haven't explored that probably as much as they could. But right now, Brandon Roy is in there with Steve Blake.
Joel Przybilla in as well, as Gibson knocks down the top of the key shot. As Oden with his one foul goes to the Blazer bench. It's about the normal time he comes out anyway.
Yeah.
Przybilla in for him. Roy had trouble with the dribble. Now Martell Webster double clutches around Noah, got it back, pump fakes it, and is blocked inside by, I think, Noah, picked up by Salmons. Inside Gibson.
That's what Gibson can do. Really has great hops.
Looks like he got a little leverage on Przbylla's shoulder to help him with the lift.
But he can do that, and I think the pro game is treating him better than when he was at Southern Cal.
Roy splits the defense and scores. Nice move.
He can score on Salmons. I mean, Ben Gordon didn't play any defense, and John doesn't play much more than Ben Gordon did.
And Brandon Roy, for whatever reason, well, we know the reasons, but when Joel Przybilla is in there setting picks,
yes,
Brandon and Joel know each other so well, and the picks Przybilla sets for Roy almost always end in open looks. Gibson tries it again. Aldridge blocks it this time and is picked up by Blake.
He can jump on the run, but don't try to jump when you're standing flat-footed against the Blazer two big guys.
They want to go inside to Aldridge against the rookie. The double team comes. Roy. Aldridge, step back long, too. It's off. Przybilla tips it, and Portland a new possession. Lob to Webster, back door.
Yeah, that's a way to look in. When you have the bigness in there, it does create some problems if L.Deng turns his head like someone in a junior high game.
A nice pass from Blake. He and Webster had made eye contact. Aldridge got to be careful. Already has one foul. Bumping Gibson as he comes to the middle. Salmons, tough shot. Hit it over Webster.
Well, he's proved that. He's found a home here with the 76ers. He wasn't quite sure what his role was. He knows now.
Foul's going to be on Salmons or Gibson. Gibson. And Rudy Fernandez in for Martell Webster, and Andre Miller in for Steve Blake. There's that nice pick from Przybilla to get Roy the easy shot. Then here's the backdoor lob.
Yes. Boy, both of these teams can go to the bench. One comes up with Joel Przybilla. The other comes up with Brad Miller to replace the center spot. Both guys do a great job for the respective teams.
And Miller normally in the past has spent a lot of time with Joel Przybilla locked up inside. Those two guys friends. Przybilla takes it past Miller and scores off the glass.
That time Miller was out trying to push the pick and roll out towards midcourt. He didn't get an angle on Brandon Roy. Nice pass inside.
Przybilla Saturday, 14 points, 11 rebounds, and a couple of block shots. A nice ball game. The center position was very productive for Portland. Not only Oden, but obviously Przybilla. Heinrich to Miller, and inside is Deng for the easy putback.
See, with this lineup in there now, Brandon Roy or Fernandez have to pick up L.Deng, and one of them has to box him out. He'll hit that offensive board almost every time.
Roy in the corner trying to get a pick from Przybilla. Portland swings it. Rudy, open three, good.
Yeah, well, that's what Rudy can do to L.Deng. They're playing each other. Deng wants to stay around the rim. Rudy will kill him on that three-point line like Deng will kill him in the paint.
Well, Rudy had an effective game Saturday. And then you look down and you saw he was 1 for 9 Saturday, but hits his first here, and a good start for him. 2:21 left first half. Good game so far. Blazers by 2.
And they've got a 2-point lead. Aflac trivia question time. Mike Rice in 1986. The Blazers traded
for a future second-round draft choice, or traded a second-round draft choice to Chicago for a player who is still working here today. Not playing anymore, but he's in the building.
Okay.
That is the Aflac trivia question tonight. As we throw it down to the sidelines to Rebecca Harlow.
Well, Mike and Mike, you guys were just mentioning that the Blazers are out rebounding the Bulls right now by 4, but in that last timeout, it was the first thing that Nate talked about. He said, every time that shot goes up, I want the 3, 4, and the 5 boxing out. He said, we've got to win that game. And quickly there, he also added that he wants to make sure that the guys are using screens offensively to get their shots up, guys.
All right, thanks, Rebecca. As Salmon's got Rudy in the air, and Fernandez fouled, and so 2 free throws coming for Salmons, who's just 71% so far on the season. Chicago, 25th best in the NBA, 72% at the line. And Portland, as you know, despite the fact that they shot just, 68% on Saturday, continue to lead the NBA in free throw accuracy at 81%. Well, and 2 of 2 for Salmons, almost missed the second.
Yeah, he's been the guy that's been the hot on this circus trip for the Chicago Salmons. He had 23 against the Kings, 18 against the Lakers, had a nice game against Denver. When I was talking to Vinny Del Negro, he said, boy, this circus trip, when you come west and you have to play the Blazers, the Lakers, Denver, Utah, he said, that is tough for any Eastern team.
Aldridge hits top of the key off the pick. LaMarcus staying with this second unit, he and Roy on the floor. But Portland shooting that high percentage, 56%, and leading by only 2.
Boy, what backups so far on the trip. Brad Miller and Heinrich have been scoring a lot of points.
Salmons a long 3, missed it. Miller gets it right back and gives to Salmons for a second chance, and he hits this one.
That's what I said about Brad Miller. He comes out in that Princeton offense, foul line extended, and he brings the other team's big guys away from the basket. He's a great passer, always has been, especially when he was with the Kings.
Roy fouled by Salmons. I think it was early last season. Portland played Sacramento here, and Salmons had about 19 in the first quarter, and I think ended with 22 for the game.
Yeah, he's you have to think about him. You just can't.
First foul in the last 2 minutes, and there's free throws. Brad Miller didn't mean to, but Zach Zarba had to call it, and Andre Miller will shoot free throws.
Yeah, Brad Miller coming over from the Kings. It was a great get for them, along with Salmons. They have pieces. They're young, not as young as the Blazers. By the way, what team has 11 players? They're the #1 team in the NBA with 11 players 25 years or younger.
Right now?
Yes.
Portland?
Yeah, you got it. They're the youngest. If you look at number of players 25 or younger, they have 11. And then
that's what you forget. I mean, you go through last season and people have talked about the fact that Portland won 54 and the expectations went up so much, but the Blazers still the 3rd youngest team in the NBA, behind, I believe, Memphis and Minnesota.
Yes. They both have 10
behind
players.
Memphis and Sacramento, you should say.
Oh, nice move.
Heinrich out to Salmons. 1 minute left, opening quarter. Salmons trying to go to work on Rudy.
Rudy backed away, came under him, but backed away. Zach was looking for that. Usually Zach Zarba,
well, Rudy
is one of the better officials,
this
young
just
officials.
Happens.
Let's see. See? No contact. You can see that. No contact. And now the crowd sees it. See, Zach guessed on that.
Doesn't do it very often.
No. As I said, he's one of the best young officials.
As Bayless in and Rudy Fernandez out.
That kind of hurts because Rudy has been one of the hot Blazers with his energy. He may not shoot well every game because when Blake's shooting 37, Andre Miller 40, and Webster 38, you need a guy like Rudy in there keeping the defense honest.
But it's opportunity time for Bayless. Roy, given the 3, takes it. It's a long 2, foot on the line over L.Deng.
See, with the guards, all the guards in the game, Deng has to check Brandon Roy now.
2-for-1 chance for Chicago. Deng takes it and hits the 3. And they don't have a lot of time when they get it back. Shouldn't. About 4.5 seconds. But again, Chicago in the penalty now, so any foul is free throws for Portland. Higher scoring first quarter than maybe we expected. Roy for three. Good. 4 for 4 in the first quarter for Brandon Roy.
Well, long as Deng's on him, he'll be 20 for 20 at the end of the game.
Heinrich, 5 seconds. Shot clock is off. Trying to get Aldridge to bite. He won't, and he traveled with the ball. 1.5 left. Aldridge says, I'm not going to bite the way Rudy did a couple of times.
Yeah. He's 6'11". Kurt, you can't fake that guy out.
Miller, Roy from midcourt, 5 for 5. No, but it was on the mark. And Brandon Roy, 9 points on 5 of 5, 4 of 5 now shooting in that first quarter. A couple of assists as well. Blazers shoot 57% in that first quarter and lead it by 3 after 1 as the Bulls 1 up and 2 down so far in their circus trip, looking to square their record on this trip tonight in Portland.
This holiday season, give a gift of Rip City gear to the Trailblazer fan and your family. The fan shop in the Rose Garden, open Monday through
Friday, 11 a.m. to 3. Or the Blazers have a kiosk at Washington Square located just at the bottom of the food court. And, of course, you can always buy Trailblazers gear 24/7 on trailblazers.com. Well, and with the possession to begin the second quarter, Jared Bayless will bring it up. He and Andre Miller, LaMarcus Aldridge, Martell Webster, and Joel Prisbilla, the 5 on the floor for Portland.
Since Bayless is in, they bring in Pargo, and he hasn't played a lot of minutes for this Chicago team.
Doesn't matter. He's playing against Portland.
Yes, he always.
Pargo is on that list of players who always go out of their minds against the Trailblazers. Nice move. Andre Miller gets that around Brad Miller. No relation, obviously.
No. With
that's
Andre
Portland's largest lead now.
Yeah, and he won't spread it out. He gets in a little closer to the basket where he can penetrate, dish it off. He plays a little differently than Steve Blake.
Taj Gibson short on the jumper. Martell Webster, nice job to push L.Deng underneath and secure the rebound. Now Webster finishing on the break, trying to, and Gibson locks it. Deng just inside three-point land. Hits again. So L.Deng, who had 22 in Denver on Saturday, having a nice first half, now in double figures with 10.
Yeah, Martell a little slow getting back. You can't be looking at the referees after you get your shot blocked.
Aldridge takes the rookie low and goes glass.
First 2 moves by LaMarcus Aldridge were fadeaway jumpers. That time he gave a little head fake, and Gibson went for it. Nice matchup with Martell and Deng.
Here's Deng against Webster. Shot clock at 5.
Shoot the J.
Short this time. Rebound, Aldridge. Bayless trying to dribble through a couple of Bulls, and then he's fouled by Pargo. Nice job by Bayless, a little off balance to go ahead and create the foul. Dante Cunningham, some early minutes for him tonight, and G.Oden checked back in for Portland. Cunningham, the rookie out of Villanova.
And normally it was Juwan Howard coming in, as you see right here. L.A. backs the double team out, and there's what Andre does instead of shoot the outside shot. Martell 1 for 6. Derrick Rose 1 for 4. Whatever team can get their shooter going might be a big benefit in this first half.
They go inside. Oden against Miller's quick spin baseline shove. They would have scored it, and yes, he's going to get free throws. And that's that quick spin baseline move you see Oden make once in a while, and if you get a player like Miller who's leaning on you with all his weight, it can be effective.
Plus, at first against Noah early in the ball game, Oden went back to his left with his little baby left hook. This time he spins right, and he really caught Brad Miller. Brad Miller's one of the high IQ guys in the NBA as far as not a lot of talent, but a great basketball IQ of how to play this game.
Oden 7 points, 4 rebounds.
Noah still on the bench, leading rebounder in the NBA. I think they'd like to bring Oden away from the basket, have Miller on him. I like this move, bringing Dante Cunningham in the ball game instead of Juwan Howard. give Dante a little feel, because he's going to be a player.
Pargo rounded out. Rebound Oden inside. Boy, he just controls that lane when he's in there for Portland. Cunningham running the floor. Miller trying to take advantage in the break. Foul on Brad Miller. His second free throw's coming for Andre Miller.
Well, the Blazers are pushing it up more than we've seen since the second Minnesota game. That game, the Blazers had a ton of fast break points. They've slowed it up since then, but tonight both teams trying to push up, get some easier baskets.
Foul was on Rose, not Miller, so Rose with his first.
And of course, as you say so often, MB, this is the best free throw shooting team in the NBA. Portland Trailblazers.
Still at 81%, despite the fact that they went 18 for 28 on Saturday.
I know it.
And Miller makes a pair. Here's Brad Miller. Andre nearly got a piece of that. Pargo for three. What do you think?
Yeah, see, that time Dante
Pargo loves the Trailblazers playing against them.
Dante Cunningham, a little slow getting up. Brad Miller, instead of just catching it and giving it to a guard, attacked a little bit, and he brought the Blazers defense. He caved it in.
Bayless moves past Rose, double clutches to avoid Miller and scores. Near steal Cunningham, but Chicago now with it. Kirk Heinrich, the entry pass to Brad Miller with Oden on him. Greg with the one foul. They'd love to get him in foul trouble. Ball knocked loose. Picked up by Cunningham. Portland back 4 on 3 if they hurry, although Gibson hustling back to balance the numbers. Cunningham can hit that shot, and he did travel. So we go the other way. Portland's third turnover. Not a shot you normally see Cunningham hesitate to take. Portland by 8, 8:43 left first half from the Rose Garden in Portland.
Here in the first half, 79th consecutive sellout at the Rose Garden. Well, fans, Tuesdays are
Trailblazer Tuesdays at Portland Meadows. Bring your expired Monday game ticket in the next Tuesday and receive a free program and a $15 credit. Visit Trailblazers.com for fans for details. And tonight's broadcast, as they all are, in high definition, brought to you by Sylvania, by Funai.
Well, you know, you mentioned the Blazers. How many straight sellouts do they have?
79.
All right. But it'll take a little while to catch the Bulls. They've led the NBA in attendance the last 10 years. So, you know, whether it's a bad team, and they've had a few bad ones, Chicago. But now this young team is once again drawing them in. At the end of last year, when they won 12 out of 16 and then gave the Celtics such a good game in the playoffs, everyone thought, ooh, this is the year coming up.
Kick ball. Shot clock will have 3 seconds added to it. Brandon Roy going to check back in, and Martell Webster will get a break. And even though Webster didn't shoot it well during that shift, 1 for 7, still grabbed 3 rebounds and was active.
Yes, and that's the key. The Blazers probably give Brandon Roy a little bit more liberty when Martell's in there at the small forward position.
Foul's going to be on Roy, trying to fight to that pick. His first foul, first team foul here in the second. As you can see, Joakim Noah trying to drag Oden out of the middle. He's already hit one little top of the key jumper.
I love the energy that Noah has. Not too many starters in the NBA have that energy that he has.
Derrick Rose to Taj Gibson at the foul line. Missed it. Rebound tipped and saved, but right to Bayless.
Usually Bayless.
Bayless doesn't usually bother Bayless on the break, but that time he pulls up.
Yeah, they're 3 Bulls back. Otherwise, Bayless takes it.
Greg Oden rolls to the inside looking for the ball. He's got it against Gibson. They bring 3. Bayless 4 along 2. No. Nice pass out by Oden.
Well, you talk about a young team in there. Dante Cunningham, Bayless, Greg Oden, all of them under 21 years old.
Rose over Bayless, missed it short. Rebound Oden. Now a steal, Pargo and Oden. As Joakim Noah with a big-time dunk over Oden.
Yeah, I'm just glad Oden didn't pick up his second foul there. That was key. Because he'll come right back and try to, I know Andre will try to get it into Greg.
Now Noah actively defending Oden. We'll see if Greg tries to get him back. They bring the double. Listen to the crowd. Oden with the baby hook.
Yeah.
A little finesse versus power.
And Oden
goes for the finesse.
And Oden's upset. He wants to get it. Give it to me again.
10 points, 6 rebounds. Oden here in the first half.
And did you hear the crowd wanting Oden to get the ball back?
The Noah dunk got them involved. Heinrich for 3. Long rebound. Roy, a chance to run. Miller up ahead. Bayless missed it short as Heinrich ran right under him, and Bayless was complaining and wanted a foul.
He's got to get back on defense.
Hargo steps in for 2.
Blazers have to finish.
Weren't we talking about how Chicago is 27th in scoring and Portland 25th in the NBA?
Yeah.
All of a sudden now we're in a high-scoring game.
Only 3 teams have scored 100 against this Chicago Bull team. And
only 2 have scored 100 on Portland.
Yeah, so it's 2 teams that they don't give up a lot of points easy.
Well, watch Noah a moment ago. Big time dunk by Joakim Noah, and this way Oden says, I'll stay with the softer touch.
I'll tell you, they're going to be 2 exciting players before their career is over, Noah and Oden, and they're going to probably meet a few times.
Oh, Andre Miller, nice move baseline hit as it goes up for the shot, and Andre going to bark at Bill Spooner.
I don't blame him.
Pargo stops for 3, missed it long. Rebound, Derrick Rose. Taj Gibson inside. Oden rejects it. Blake tried to hit the trailer Aldridge, and they steal. Oden's back by himself now and takes the foul, his second. And this is the position that Nate McMillan immediately turned to the bench and then thought twice. He normally would take him out automatically after 2, but maybe we'll have second thoughts here. Blazers by 6, just under 6 left in the first half.
If you look at Prisbilla and Oden over the last 2 weeks, they're top 4 in block shots per game. Checked in with Greg earlier today.
It shows that we're always in there. You know, some teams, when their main center goes out, they can come in with their second group and just go to a basket. But with ours, whenever I go out or Joe goes out, you always have to still be conscious of which one of us is around looking to get block shots.
I think what's really interesting about this conversation that I had with Greg was that when he was referring to Joel, he refers to him as a starter as well. They obviously play so well together and separately, but they're on the same page. They support each other, and it's just made such a difference in this defense, guys.
Well, and Joel Prisbilla came into training camp, and Nate McMillan then was talking about starting the same 5 from last year. And it was nice to hear Greg Oden say, I want that starting spot. And he indeed earned it with his play. And off to a good start tonight. Oden 10 points, 6 rebounds, and a block shot. And with his second foul, normally, as I said, Nate McMillan will yank it quickly. But this time he turned around before the timeout. You could see there was some conflict in his mind, and he left him.
And this is a good thing. Let the big guy find out how to play with 2 fouls.
And Chicago will go right after him now because they want him out of the game.
Sure. But, you know, this is, if Greg Oden is going to be a force, and he can be, he's shown it now, he's got to find out how to play without fouling.
Roy gets Heinrich to bite, nearly got the bucket, and will shoot free throws. So Chicago now in the penalty for the remaining 5:37. That is 5 team fouls.
See, anytime Brandon Roy gets the ball on the left elbow, they have Blake in the left corner. If you help off Blake, that Brandon will kick it back to him. That's why Brandon Roy averages 5 assists a game. He knows how to hit the guys. If you don't help out, he usually gets to the foul line. For guards in the NBA, he shot the 3rd most. Of course, Dwayne Wade and Kobe lead in that category. Free throws attempted for guards.
And this will be attempt number 99 of the season for Roy. Dante Cunningham back in, and now Greg Oden going to come out. So Nate was leaving him in there just to say, I can do that.
Yes.
But on the second hand, get over here.
Yeah. but I really think that's what you have to do, especially if he gets
1 of 2 for Roy Cunningham. There grabs the miss. Now Brandon for 3. Blake the rebound. Wraps it. Aldridge with 2 hands.
Now that's how you win a game at home. You get the crowd going. Get that little 7-point lead. Now you got to play John Salmon, and he'll be looking to score against Andre Miller.
Roy on L.Deng now as he's playing the small forward spot. Roy, that is. Noah rolls inside. L.Deng a long 2. And Cunningham, nice box out, grabs the rebound.
He has such knowledge on the defensive end. Well coached at Villanova.
Miller, zip pass. Nice look to Roy. Brandon wouldn't take the 3. There's that shot for Dante. A little short this time, but there's Aldridge with the follow.
And that's the shot Dante Cunningham can make. That foul line extended jumper, he'll put it in.
LaMarcus Aldridge was in foul trouble on Saturday. Only had 10 points. He's already got 13 points, 7 rebounds in the first half here. As John Salmons again, you predicted before the ball game that he could have a scary night offensively for Portland fans, and he's certainly off to that start. 14 points, 5 of 7 shooting. Roy hit, silly foul, free throws Portland. Look at the hustle. Aldridge got a piece of it as Taj Gibson mad at himself.
And watch Blake come from the weak side. Yeah. Guards can rebound in the NBA now. It's not against the law. Mike Miller makes a living at defensive rebounds.
And that was Blake's third assist here in the first half, by the way. Blake had 9 assists on Saturday. 14 points, 9 assists, and Blake hasn't taken a shot in this game. He was 4 of 6 from behind the arc on Saturday and was letting it fly.
Yeah, usually when they scout you, they scout that last game. And Blake, he's shooting 37% on the year, but he had a great shooting year, so they're coming out and really playing him on the perimeter.
Blazers matching their largest lead again. Of course, 2 team fouls, as I mentioned. Chicago already in the penalty.
Chicago doesn't take many 3-pointers. They're number 28 in the NBA, but they don't give up 3-pointers either. They get out on you.
They switch it. Aldridge ends up on Rose. Rose puts it up short, but then gets his own miss. Salmons takes the fadeaway 2. No, it was tipped, passed, and Miller fouled by Rose. That'll be his 2nd foul, and that'll be more free throws for Portland. And once again, Portland number 1 in the NBA from the 3-point line, 81%, and one of the better free throw shooters, Andre Miller, will shoot here.
And I love the 5 minutes that Dante Cunningham so far in this game has given the Blazers.
10-man rotation so far for Portland.
Yeah, Juwan Howard was the first sub off the bench for the power forward position, but Dante Cunningham, I like this move. I've watched Dante in practice. Real heady player, strong, boxes out well.
Well, and what
defend.
Changing the lineup did Saturday, the starting lineup, putting Martell Webster in as a starter. It not only defined the roles, but it has seemed to, even tonight, as you watch the substitution patterns, everything's more conventional.
Yes, yes. And they
now there's a search before, you always get the feeling.
Yeah, now they're back to that 3-guard smaller lineup. And that'll put Brandon Roy on, well, now they're in that zone.
Roy on Heinrich up top. This is now Portland's largest lead. Rose to the middle. Prisbilla blocks it. Picked up by Roy. 2-on-2. Miller. As Blake, they defend him well. They know he's a 3-point shooter. Prisbilla, the trailer on the defense, banks it in. Andre Miller, a beautiful look.
Well, they were all turned looking at Brandon Roy, and the defense forgot about it.
Timeout. Chicago as the Trailblazers now on top by 13. And they remember their meeting here last year when they lost it by 42, and it wasn't that close. And they don't want to see this one slip away before the end of the first half.
Gets a rebound, and then LaMarcus on the business end. That's energy, effort, and execution.
And some good minutes for Dante Cunningham in the first half. Let's get you back courtside. Mike Barrett and Mike Rice.
All right, thanks, guys. More coming up at halftime from Bob and Michael. There is Blazers owner Paul Allen on the right. Blazers president Larry Miller on your left. And Chicago will inbound. 3:18 to go in the first half. Blazers now leading by 13.
This is a typical Blazer getting to the foul line game. They make 20 a game. They've already made 13. They're 13 out of 14. So they're playing their game.
L.Deng wants Przybilla one-on-one. And there's a foul on Joel. Just the third team foul on Portland. And that is the first foul on Przybilla.
And the Blazers are right on track. They give up 88 a game, and Bulls have 80. They're on track to get 82. But it's a little higher scoring game than I thought it would be.
Heinrich lob to Noah. Back to Heinrich for the baseline jumper, and he hits that. Good look by Noah to get it right back to Heinrich, who off the bench hits his first field goal.
And they never knew Heinrich where he would be. There were a lot of rumors about him, including rumors with the Blazers.
Defensive 3-second technical on Joakim Noah. So Portland will shoot the technical. As I mentioned earlier, this is Portland's 16th game tonight. 16 games in 28 days. Nobody has played more. By Saturday, it'll be 19 games in 33 days. And at that pace, the Blazers could finish all 82 by March 27th. But of course, things will slow down in March and April. You start looking at the schedule and you get payback on the backside of starting off. And last year, there was so much talk about game after game after game, early on, a game every other day, basically, and that's what we're at now.
Yes.
But this is even worse than last year.
Yeah, and without Travis Outlaw and Nicholas Batum.
Roy passed out of that. Miller then had it knocked out of his hands, and here's Chicago 3-on-1. Salmons to the rim scores. So when they went to the timeout, you and I talked about the fact that Portland oftentimes backs off a little in the closing minutes of a half instead of stepping on a throat. Here's Blake for three. That helps.
Yeah, and the Blazers have to stay aggressive. Sometimes they get a little passive when they have a lead at the end of quarters. But it's up to Brandon Roy to keep them aggressive.
Salmons out top. Heinrich takes the three. Noah with the big pick on Miller to give Heinrich the room, so the Bulls get it right back.
Boy, that's an excellent backup point guard. D.Rose having a terrible game tonight, 1 for 6.
Against another good one in Andre Miller tonight.
Yeah.
Miller open from the elbow, hit it.
Yeah, that's his shot right there. Yeah, and see, you can still spread the court and not have to stand behind the three-point line.
Miller 11 points in 14 minutes. Przybilla knocked down, offensive foul. That's so good at that, and on Noah, his second foul. Yeah. Watch Przybilla with the quick feet here.
Yeah, see, for a guy 7 foot tall, that's great feet moving in front of Noah. He kind of the spider in the web. He just said, come on in here.
Zip pass backdoor. Aldridge from Andre Miller. And look at Andre.
Yeah.
Andre's reaction after that was kind of like, finally, we make eye contact and make it happen, as if he's been calling for that same play most of the half. Salmon saw Przybilla creeping over. That affected that shot.
Once again, they got to keep an eye on L.A. He's beating Noah down the court.
Aldridge 15 and 9 here in the first half. They double. Passes out of it. Przybilla the catch down low and finishes with the left.
Great pass by Andre Miller and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Now the Blazers have their largest lead. And Vinny Del Negro is going to call it 20 here in the final minute. Try and restore a little order. But the Blazer ball movement tonight, superb, and LaMarcus Aldridge 15 and 9 on 7 of 10 shooting, all in the first half.
And he's been kind of the forgotten man the last 3 or 4 games. Tonight you can see he's been very active against a good rebounding Chicago Bull team. But both teams average over 13 offensive rebounds a game, and that's what's keeping the Blazers going. And you can see LaMarcus, he's got a lot of energy tonight. He's moving around in different spots.
A little inside, a little outside.
A little bit of everything. He's like that All-American back that goes out on passes and everything else. Boy, and Andre Miller is really passing the ball. You can see Andre looking right now. He's just, and you can see he's
Aldridge slips that pick.
Yeah.
Blazers, by the way, have a new high for a first half. The previous high was 62. And who would have thought it would have come tonight against two pretty good defensive teams who don't score a lot of points. L.Deng, a wide open three. Blazers give that up out of the timeout.
Yeah, but he was about 4 steps behind that
Chicago,
line.
5 of 9 from behind the three-point line, and not a good three-point shooting team statistically, so where would they be without those? Roy. Aldridge again from outside. Hits again. 17 and a half.
Boy, and this is not a back-to-back game for the Chicago Bulls on this trip. They've had a day off.
Don't forget, LaMarcus Aldridge was drafted by the Chicago Bulls and then traded for Tyrese Thomas.
Tyrese, of course, would help them out. He's been injured and won't play tonight.
Of course, it cost Portland Victor Kriampa as well. Rose inside, wild shot, rebound for Isabella. Miller still has 2 seconds from three-quarter court. Oh! Around and out. But a good half for the home team. Trailblazers had a lot of success against the Eastern Conference last season. Just 2-2 against the East so far this year, but LaMarcus Aldridge doing his job. 17 points on 8 of 11 shooting, also 9 rebounds. Coming up, Bob and Michael from our Portland studios. We'll have scores from other games and highlights.
Break the bank at Spirit Mountain Casino, and you could win up to 20.
Well, in Chicago, as we mentioned, out on this long road trip.
And hoping to break through tonight. They won in Sacramento to start the trip. Our Kia card tonight. Kia likes to help us get to know our Trailblazer players a little better. The rookie Dante Cunningham getting some minutes, really in the place of Juwan Howard, where he has been playing. And Dante had a sister who played in the WNBA. Kia, the power to surprise, as we throw it down to Rebecca Harlow.
Well, Mike and Mike, tonight at the half, I checked in with assistant coach Billy Bano, asked him what he's liking about this game so far, and he says offensively, he really likes the movement that he's seeing. Defensively, he really likes the interior defense that he's seeing. But if there's one thing to pick apart on the defensive end, it's that the Blazers have given up some uncontested 15 to 18-foot range jumpers, where the Blazers need to do a better job just getting that hand up there, make sure they're playing that physical defense. And then also when the Bulls are running their pick and rolls, the Blazers need to do a better job fully rotating out, understanding who the shooters are, and just making sure they shut these guys down here in the third quarter so that they can put this team away early.
Well, you saw a shot of Bill Bano there, and they did give Chicago some wide open threes, and Chicago was 5 for 9. That's uncharacteristic for them, uncharacteristically good for them.
And that's why the Blazers really aren't going out deep, because this team doesn't shoot. They only shoot 12 a game.
Oden wanting it from Roy. Brandon takes a rhythm dribble, missed it. And the rebound, Joakim Noah. Portland trying to go right back to Oden to establish that here in the quarter.
Yes. Derrick Rose, the last 2 games, averaged 24 a game on this West Coast trip. So it's not like he's coming in here flat.
L.Deng.
They switched on that.
Back to Rose. He goes up and packs it inside. I think Oden surprised him a little bit.
Oh, absolutely surprised him. You don't expect a guard, but a guard from Chicago, Simeon.
Oden puts it on the floor against Noah. Scores, and he's fouled. No! Wave it away. Mark Hyatt out top said, count the bucket. Bill Spooner down low came out late and said offensive foul.
Well, let's take a look at here. I don't know. He turned sideways. I'd have to see it again.
There is at the other end as Rose avoided Oden.
It's a big call right there.
Sure is. Third foul on Oden as well.
Yes.
And would have been a three-point opportunity. Here is Rose the other way. Offensive foul. Taj Gibson.
Now don't say it.
I won't. I never do. You do.
No, I would not say that word. Begins with an M.
Third foul on Taj Gibson. But to go ahead and spell out what you're saying, the makeup isn't exactly equal there, because Oden picked up his third and would have had a bucket.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm not saying.
I didn't think so. He would never. Inside, Oden. takes the hit, can't put it down, and that's the 4th foul on Taj Gibson.
Now, if you were fouling Shaq under there, that would have been a good foul. But this guy is starting to really make foul shots.
You sure you want to say stuff like that as a guy steps to the line?
I have complete confidence in him. What is he shooting from the foul line?
78%.
Boom. See that? When you shoot 78%, and he's really worked on it with John Townsend, the shooting coach, Monty Williams. Everybody has taken a hand in the Blazer foul shooting this year. Monty Williams said, all the guys I work with are injured.
And 1 of 2 for Greg, so we'll give you at least half a violation there.
Sure.
But obviously, Vinny Del Negro telling his team at halftime to come out here and sprint out to a good start and try to get right back into the ball game. And they're still trying to do that. D.Rose certainly trying to put the memory of a 1-for-7 half behind him. He's started hot, and it's a 12-point game.
Chicago's had some nice leads on this West Coast trip.
Oh, in Denver, big time.
Yes, and against the Kings. Against the Lakers.
They won the Kings. Aldridge short on that jumper, but the first thing that Aldridge has done wrong tonight. And Portland will likely take a timeout here, I would think, if Chicago scores. Blazers a little struggle out of the gate.
He is right in our way.
L.Deng. Foul Aldridge. His second. And the Bulls flying right at the rim. And the articles today in the Chicago papers, largely due to the quotes from Vinny Del Negro talking about aggressiveness and effort and energy level. Well, they're showing that here in the quarter.
Yes, and he made a point that they were just kind of intimidated a little by the Lakers in Denver.
And they use the word soft a lot.
Yes.
And players don't like when that is used to describe them.
But this team has played hard for Vinny Del Negro. L.Deng, Gibson kind of a surprise.
And don't forget, this team won at Cleveland earlier this year. And the Portland 16-point lead is down to 10. And we could say that the Trailblazers have had some issues with protecting leads, even here at home in second halves this year, which is unusual. A little turnover, Portland. Nearly. Oh, Webster saved it. Blake still no control. 3, 2, Blake for 3. No, rebound. Oden with one hand. And he's fouled. Oh, big play by Martell Webster. I was conceding that as a Portland turnover. He was not. And it ends with Oden shooting free throws.
And Oden's taking the blame for something. He said, my bad. I should have. I don't know if he should have dunked it or what. He's saying I'm something. It looked like a lot of effort for me to get that offensive rebound. Boy,
third foul on Noah. And this is what Martell Webster's been doing. Boy, that's a heck of a save.
And Blake follows it up, knowing, and then he saw there was only 4 seconds on the clock. And
a pair for Oden now. 7 for 8 at the foul line tonight. Greg Oden, 13.7 rebounds so far.
And they're leaving
Taj Gibson playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, and they're leaving Oden in with 3.
Salmons, great defense by Roy. Just a better shot by Salmons. But Chicago's shooting early in the clock right now and attacking that rim. Martell Webster double clutches, scores, and he's fouled. Big time move by Webster as evidently he's seeing Chicago attack that rim and decided a little turnabout's fair play. Well, another tough fall for Webster. Had a couple of these on Saturday.
See, Gibson is playing on the outside of the postman, so Webster probably wouldn't have done that earlier in his career, but he sees that there's a wide open lane. If Gibson won't be able to get back and help out, so I'll take it to the rim. Excellent IQ play by Martell.
Martell wearing a big pad on his backside tonight because of the 2 falls he took Saturday, but can't complete the 3-point play. Blazers showing some cracks here at the foul line. #1 free throw shooting team in the league with 17 of 20 tonight. That's still 85%. Backdoor goes Deng, and he lays it in.
Martell was overplaying a little bit too much. Nice backdoor play. That looked like the Sacramento Kings when Rick Adelman was running that high post offense.
Blazers continue to shoot 57%, but Chicago not going anywhere. Roy at the angle, shot clock at 5. Was the shoulder down on Salmons, and there's a foul. So already now, 4 team fouls on the Bulls with 8:08 left. Now this is what happened in the second quarter.
Yes, and that's why the Blazers, we said, are one of the third best at getting to the foul line in the NBA, and they're doing it again tonight.
And your Bulls stand to be in the penalty very early here in the quarter. Portland should go right back and be physical and look to get in the penalty. Webster hesitates to Blake for 3, short, and Gibson the rebound for Chicago. John Salmons, 18 so far in the game. Now has it back. Pick and roll. Foul's going to be on Roy. A little hold on Gibson as he started his roll. And that is the second team foul on Portland.
I love the way Greg Oden that time called out to Roy. They changed defensive assignments to keep the dribbler on the side of the court. He helped out.
Rose throws it into the backcourt. This will be Portland ball. On the Chicago turnover, only their 6th of the game.
Martell made a smart move. He thought, if I can get it, I can go one-on-one. But when he saw that he couldn't, he let the Chicago Bulls touch it for over and back. There is smart play in the NBA still.
Never really sure why the offensive team is reluctant to touch the ball. Let it roll down. It doesn't really matter. It's not running away from the turnover. Aldridge has that blocked. Oden the hustle. Gets it back and jams. Holy cow. And Del Negro wanted to travel, but Greg Oden came out of nowhere to snare that offensive board.
See, that's why the young man has to stay out on the court for the Blazers.
L.Deng answers right back.
Boy, Martell can't ease up on him. L.Deng, a couple years ago before the injury in 2006-2007, averaged 19 points a game.
Roy has it in the corner against Salmons. Puts it on the floor. Gets some space. No, there's Oden. Keeps it alive. And Aldridge tracks it down. It's all because of Greg Oden with that initial paw on that ball to keep the possession alive. Offensive foul, LaMarcus Aldridge, his 3rd.
LaMarcus these days, the last 4 games, gets more fouls on the offensive end.
No, he didn't get that pivot foot, that right foot.
It was his
not
right foot. Right. It was a right foot. He just took such a big step with that left foot. It looked like traveling, but it wasn't.
Bulls try and cut this thing down to single digits. Deng inside, had Blake on him inside on the switch. And L.Deng with 21. And this indeed an 8-point game. And nobody's going to accuse Chicago after this game of not playing hard and giving everybody energy they have. Skip pass to Roy. Brandon into traffic with the left, scores.
Nice pass, cross-court pass when the Bulls were caught really helping out in that lane.
14 for Roy. Aldridge 17, Oden 15. Noah tried to square up on Oden. Now Rose around Oden. Reverses it in.
Well, that's what Rose does. That's what he did at Memphis. You could see the athletic ability that young man had. That's why he was the #1 draft pick.
Here's Derrick Rose 3 for 3 in the quarter after that 1 for 7 first half. Roy still with it. Up and under on Salmons, and 3 in the key on Oden. And timeout on the floor. Bulls have cut this thing in half. Blazers led by 16. It's 8 now, and Chicago will have it after the timeout. 5:21 to go for the
3rd. What? The Dairy Queen double cheeseburger meal is just $3.99? This could be the greatest deal of all time.
I give you fire. You give me rock. Good deal.
Oh. Yep, the double cheeseburger deal's still the greatest. and less painful. The third pound double cheeseburger combo with fries and a drink, all for just $3.99. It's quite a deal.
Hey, sports fans. So the buzz is out about this show called Talkin' Ball on Comcast Sportsnet. If you still haven't seen it, you have to check it out. Coming up here tonight, they have former Blazer Michael Harper in the house. He and the rest of the guys are going to be talking Blazers and much, much more. Check it out. It's Talkin' Ball right after the Blazers postgame show tonight on Comcast Sportsnet. Game on.
You're ready for the big game? Is your TV ready to play? Come to Standard TV and Appliance with a huge selection of HD TVs and more at the lowest prices. HD TVs from 15 to 82 inches. Now at Standard, get a 60-inch Mitsubishi 1080p HD TV for just $9.99. Take it from me, Bill Schonley. For the best prices on electronics, appliances, and more, hurry into Standard TV and Appliance.
Well, Chicago's 7 for 7 in the quarter, and that'll get you right back into a game.
Absolutely.
They've certainly done that,
Yeah.
trailing now only by 8. Well, bargain shoppers, make this a red and black Friday with the biggest deals of the season on Blazer tickets. Avoid the crowds and go online 5 a.m. to noon for half-price tickets to the Sacramento game on December 15th, and huge savings on tickets and suites for other games. Offer is limited. Set your alarm clock and visit trailblazers.com this Friday as we throw it down to Rebecca Harlow.
Well, Mike and Mike, you guys have certainly been talking about the importance of Marty jumping back with some consistency, and I asked him, how do you do that? How do you bounce back with another solid game? And he said, you know, you can be happy with results but never satisfied. The key is to find a way to do something better every night. He said, whether that's defense, getting my team involved, or assists, it doesn't matter, but I just have to look to continue to improve. Well, tonight we're certainly seeing that hustle in Martell's game, and that's ultimately what's going to give him that consistency, guys.
Yeah, just 4 points so far, but this is about this time on Saturday he had 2 points and ended the game with 21. So certainly capable to strike a match at any time. Salmons as well. Runs down Prisbilla. Was he inside the restricted area? Mark Guyot says yes, he was. But again, Chicago continues to attack the rim. And now with G.Oden down, Prisbilla in, it certainly doesn't get much easier, but a little bit.
Well, I'll give you proof of what you have just said, MB, as we see there, right there. Maybe his heel was down.
Yeah.
They have 10 points in the paint in this third quarter. They had 10 the whole first half. They were 5 for 9 from the three-point, and that sounds good, but that's not their game. They have not taken a three-point shot here in this third quarter. They've been attacking the rim, so they have changed how they play the game, the Chicago Bulls, and they're down 6 points now.
Only taken them a little over half a quarter to take this Portland lead down to 6. It was 16. Aldridge spins baseline, double clutch, no. Prisbilla being held by Noah. And that'll be the loose ball foul on Noah. That's his 4th.
Hey, Joe Prisbilla, we talked about him being number 1 in offensive rebounds off the bench. Now he's number 4 for all players in offensive rebounds. So he has really moved up the ladder. And when he gets in that game and G.Oden goes out, you don't lose a thing as far as offensive rebound.
And Rudy Fernandez, who got 2 quick fouls and has hardly played in this game at all, checks back in. Only played 3 minutes. Brad Miller will check in for Noah.
Now the Blazers centers have attempted 8 free throws in this game. That's big because you get Noah in foul trouble. They're not real deep in the front line with Tyrus Thomas out with the injury.
Taj Gibson's been playing with 4 for a while and is still in there. And Prisbilla nails a pair. It's an 8-point game once again. Blazers home Wednesday against New Jersey. And home Friday, and then we're at Utah on Saturday.
The matchup zone is bothering both teams.
Salmon's tough shot, hit it again. They remain perfect from the field in the quarter. And that brings them up to 53% for the game. Portland at 54% and dropping.
And they just tried everything. The 1-2-2 matchup zone twice.
Oh, Prisbilla slips the pick. Gibson comes from the offside and blocks it. If nothing else, there have been a lot of Chicago highlights in this game. between the dunks we've seen and some big-time blocks. L.Deng. Never seen a guy who just a step inside the three-point land is so accurate.
Yeah.
And now it's a 4-point lead. Andre Miller will come in next dead ball for Portland.
And remember, Minnesota came back in the third quarter. They had a...
Aldridge from Roy, blocking foul, scoring, three-point opportunity.
And Vinny Del Negro running down.
It looked to be a pretty easy call for Zach Zarba to make. It wasn't really that close. It didn't look like in live action. Take a look.
Yeah, there's no doubt that he's, well...
Gave the shoulder is all.
Yeah,
Aldridge with a chance at a three-point play now. LaMarcus's first trip to the line tonight.
But he's had a big first half. The Blazers are trying to get him involved, but I think Chicago's doing a much better job of fronting the low post. With G.Oden out of the ball game, they can take a chance on fronting LaMarcus under there and leaving Joel Prisbilla and giving a little more weak side help off of him.
20 and 10 for Aldridge, still with 3:20+ left here in the third. Gibson holding on Prisbilla. Deng gets low position. And the foul's going to be on Andre Miller.
Oh, and that's that double high post offense where they bring Brad Miller out to the foul line, bring Gibson out to the foul line, and they run the guards. Solomon, D.Rose. They run them down the baseline, and it doesn't work if your big guys can't pass. But Chicago's big guys can pass, so this offense will work. Sometimes you can fast break that offense like you can against the flex when your guards are underneath setting picks.
Well, L.Deng, 25 points in the game, 9 of 13 shooting, a perfect 5 of 5 at the free throw line. The Chicago team is playing a great game tonight. Prisbilla rolls to the hoop. Salmons knocks it out of bounds. Portland ball, 13 to shoot. Prisbilla upset.
Don't blame him.
Well, at halftime, there was quite a difference in the fouls that were called in the ball game. Portland to Chicago. Nice pass. Rudy to Roy scoring, and he's fouled.
So you don't have to worry about calling fouls. They'll call them out there. Let the referees
something to you on the stat sheet.
Man.
That was not a complaint.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to fan the flames of your always burning fire. And Roy with the right hand. He prefers to finish left most of the time, even though he is right-handed.
Blazers are starting to get a few points in the paint themselves. They did a great job in the first half with that.
But Roy has been bad at the free throw line as of late. He's still 80% for the year.
But he's been horrible lately. He missed 3 or 4 that one game.
And Portland 83% as a team, 20 of 24 tonight. Brad Miller puts it on the floor against Aldridge. Portland is in the penalty now, by the way. Far side, Salmons. Baseline cut off. Rudy and Prisbilla had a chance at the double. Taj Gibson has to take the 2. No, and Aldridge grabs the rebound.
Boy, that was nice defense and getting back Aldridge and getting the rebound. He's not the greatest defensive rebounder. Tonight he has been.
Down goes Gibson. He's all right. And Portland, not much cooking offensively. Still 10 to shoot.
And the Chicago's out there pressuring a lot better.
Miller, backdoor. Rudy, catch and finish.
ESPN, get your highlights ready.
Nice catch by Rudy, and Vinny Del Negro wants time. Trailblazers trying to push it back out. They've led by as many as 16 here this half, but the Bulls, their comeback stopped by Rudy for now. Beautiful pass.
So it all comes down to this. In the waning seconds, a field goal will decide it all. There's the snap. Good hold. The kick is up. It appears to be long enough. And it splits the uprights right down the middle. Oh, that's as pretty as it gets. An absolutely perfect ending to a perfect day.
Discover exceptional certified pre-owned BMW values at Rasmussen BMW. Ask Rasmussen about its best price policy. There really is a Rasmussen difference, and you'll find it only at Southwest Jefferson at 20th and at RasmussenBMW.com. Go to Rasmussen BMW for great values on new BMWs. Ask Rasmussen BMW about its best price policy. There really is a Rasmussen difference, and you'll find it only at Southwest Jefferson at 20th and at RasmussenBMW.com.
Out here in the West, winter's just another season for adventure. And we know how to make the most of it. Even braving the elements and slick conditions won't dampen our spirits. What matters most is arriving safely. And safety comes down to simply this: the right traction. From the company that knows it best, Les Schwab Tires. We help make getting there and winter safer.
Well, the Blazer lead was 15 at halftime. Chicago, who shot it very well here in the quarter, trying to come back, but the Blazers keeping them at arm's length, at least for now. Well, where in the world brings us tonight? Chris Sears at McMurdo Station in Antarctica. Ooh. He says, I'm a crew chief on C-17s out of McCord Air Force Base in Washington and live in Portland. I carry my Blazers shirt with me every mission I go on. It's amazing how many fans you meet around the world. That's terrific. Send us your picture.
That's good.
To the 4Fans page on trailblazers.com. We get some incredible pictures from around the world.
Yeah, but most of them are warm climates. There's Antarctica.
Here, let's take a look at that pass. Rudy, the recipient. Miller, the passer.
And once again, when three guards are in there, L.Deng turns his head. No, L is hot on the offensive end. He's equally as cold on that defensive end as Rudy gets in behind him. Used to be Sergio Rodriguez making that pass.
Yes, it was.
Now it's Andre Miller.
And if I do recall, the third quarter was always their favorite quarter, too.
Yeah.
Bust out, the connection. Third quarter has been Portland's best quarter this season by far, but this one so far belonging to Chicago.
Boy, they're getting the ball where they want it.
Taj Gibson traveled with the ball. Gibson, the first time to the line tonight. Fourth foul on LaMarcus Aldridge. Big foul there.
Yes. Now, James Johnson, he was drafted the same draft as Gibson, and Gibson has proved to be the guy that has shown up as far as playing time goes. He's a starter. He's taken Tyrese Thomas's place. Remember Cephalosa, he was sent for the 2 draft picks, and they got James Johnson from Wake Forest and Gibson from Southern Cal. Johnson hasn't seen a lot of action, whereas Gibson has.
Heinrich in, D.Rose out. And misses a pair, does Gibson. And Chicago, like Portland, paying the backup point guard quite a bit of money.
Yeah. The last year of that contract. Boy, Nate's shown a lot of confidence in Dante Cunningham, bringing him in now.
Rudy to Miller, shot clock at 5. Presbilla bringing the pick. Andre steps around, top of the key, hit it. And Presbilla, knowing the shot clock was winding down, came from that far block all the way up to sit that big pick.
Boy, he sets a pick. You don't get around that pick. You saw Andre Miller, how open he was.
Dante Cunningham foul, free throws for Chicago. Not a good foul.
You can tell what the game plan is when they're running that big guys out at the foul line. The Blazers want to put pressure on them. Brad Miller can put it on the floor. He's not the quickest, but he will take that first step to the basket. He's not Elgin Baylor doing it, but he can do it.
And he's a good free throw shooter as well.
Yeah, the Blazers are trying to pressure him so he doesn't look inside.
Always respected Brad Miller's game and his toughness all those years in Sacramento.
Did a nice job. Rick Allen had that Princeton offense.
Miller was undrafted, if you recall.
Yeah.
And he's been an all-star twice.
Yes. And he's just been a reliable, plus he knows his role. When he goes on a ball club, you don't hear the Allen Iverson type whine about I'm not playing, I'm not starting. That's why there's always a place for a guy like Brad Miller. He knows his role.
Approaching the 1-minute mark here in the quarter. Important that Portland finish it strong. They led by 15 at the half again. Here's Roy against Deng. Nate McMillan calling for a defensive 3 seconds. Roy hit by Pargo, and he'll shoot free throws. And that's Brandon Roy at his best. Controlling the floor, directing traffic, and then with the shot clock winding down and nothing else going, getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, Nate almost at half court telling his guys they're really, we did a couple freeze-its the last 2 games, how they triple team Brandon Roy, how they try to take the ball out of his hands late in a ball game, 3rd or 4th quarter. And the Chicago's doing the same thing. And so Nate's telling the big guys, get up high, get on that high post so Brandon has a pass and we can swing the ball to Rudy on the other side.
And Brandon wills that second one in.
He can make foul shots. I don't know why you're always...
18 for Roy. Pargo, a quick 3. Brandon Roy jumped right on Bill Spooner, and Spooner said you hit him. Roy saying he didn't, and that's 3 free throws coming for Pargo.
See, and that's when they start sticking their leg out and doing the Reggie Miller. Oh, I don't know about that, man.
I don't know. It looks to me like he hit him.
Yeah, we'd have to see another angle for me to agree with you.
There was at least contact, and if that had happened at the other end,
well, of course, a 3-shot foul.
I like that you always admit you're biased. Nothing wrong with that.
But Bill Spooner doesn't miss many, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
And Pargo taking just his 2nd free throw of the season, and now his 3rd, and soon to come his 4th.
Pargo, he's been around. He left New Orleans,
and they liked him. A lot of people talking about what they're missing and what they've been missing, and the name I've heard the most is Pargo.
Yeah, New Orleans. He was instant offense coming in. He went over a couple places in Europe to play. He got more money.
And Jeremy, of course, his brother played at Gonzaga. 45 seconds for the quarter.
Look how they're chasing Roy.
Brad Miller. Brandon pulls him well away from the hoop. Dante Cunningham hits the mid-range jam.
He can make that shot. That's a big shot, and that kid, he's got to get some playing time.
Quick 2 for 1 if Chicago wants it. Pargo trying to draw Rudy into that. Not a good decision. And the rebound claimed by Portland. And now the Blazers can hold for a final look.
Boy, Rudy almost got lured into that pump fake and fouling, but he got his body out of the way.
L.Deng, are they going to bring a high pick from Presbilla or leave Roy one-on-one?
No, they're going to run help at Roy.
Brandon, tough shot, didn't get the roll this time. We've seen that play a couple of 100 times. With the Chicago Bulls, they give up only 95 points a game. Portland's got 90 through 3. And you could say that about Portland as Chicago. A little higher scoring through 3 quarters than we thought. Blazers by 10. We head to the 4th.
A new season. A new passion. A new journey. Starts here. A double dose of Oregon Ducks basketball. Saturday, the women take the court at 4:30 against Wisconsin and the men at 7:30 against Montana State. Game on.
There have been many versions of the social greeting. The fist bump has been thrust into and out of vogue. The low 5 was cool for a while. The chest bump had its day, as did the outlaw, the forearm grasp, and the point and go. In certain circles, the headbutt, and of course, the bro hug double back tap combo. But one greeting stands the test of time, with a beer that starts with full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. It's what we do. Budweiser.
So I'm here at the Ford year-end sales event, chatting with my buddy Phil. He's what you call a Built Ford Tough expert. What do you got, Phil?
We got them all. Great deals on Ford F-150, Super Duty, any truck you need.
What makes them so great, Phil?
F-150 is best in class in towing and payload. Super Duty, name says it all.
Well, that's why they're the best-selling trucks for...
32 straight years.
That's a long time.
Now, during the Ford year-end event, get 0% financing for 60 months or up to $7,200 cash back.
Tell him Mike sent you. Or Phil. Phil's probably better.
One more time. One more time.
Well, from Spain, watching Rudy tonight. Rudy's only played about 8 minutes tonight because of foul trouble, but hang in there, young man. You'll probably get to see a little more of him before it's all over. New Jersey Nets here Wednesday night. Wells Fargo, the official partner of the Trailblazers. Together we'll go far, and that is the next game, Wednesday night. Right back here on Comcast Sportsnet in high definition. Blazers and the Nets. We've talked about Chicago all night. Falling by 42 here last year. Boy, the Nets gave Portland all they could handle here. It was Nicholas Batum who hit a big three-pointer late that really put the icing on the cake in that ball game.
Well, Devin Harris is back, and Lopez looks a lot better with Devin Harris.
Although he rolled his ankle, he's questionable. Give and go. And Heinrich scores easily on the baseline. Chicago has been very sharp in this game tonight.
Yeah, they've been really running it through that high post.
And you knew with the coach blasting them in the paper and a couple of different people taking them to task, you'd likely see an effort like this. It usually happens that way. Foul on Deng. And Portland will try and get Chicago into team foul trouble again early in a quarter. They've done it all night.
Salmon's back into the ball game for Deng.
Just the first foul on L.Deng. He hasn't had much time to rest tonight. 32 minutes.
Yeah, he's been the offense. So
Chicago shot 82% in that third quarter. 9 of 11.
Moly. And Deng, of course, and Salmon really have been the whole show on offense tonight.
Andre Miller hit as he goes down the right side, and he'll shoot free throws. Blazers being aggressive and attacking the rim, and well, you saw 4 guys in white bounce over there to help Andre Miller to his feet. Blazers have always been good about that under Nate McMillan. Take a look at this.
Yes, and he'll attack it, and he's not afraid to get hit.
Here come the help. He was already up.
See, and now he is the point guard on this group that's in there. Usually Blake will be in with them, and you're not quite sure who's the point guard and who's Roy. Now, if he handles the ball, they'll have to play it a little differently than Blake. Blake stays in that deep corner. If they help out, Blake will shoot the 3. Now they have to run it a little bit differently, and they can.
And Miller hits the second. Blazers 23 for 28, 82%. That's right about their average for the season. Chicago over their average in just about every category in this game. Backdoor, Heinrich again. Lost it out of bounds and off of Dante Cunningham. So Chicago will get it back with 15 to shoot.
Boy, Brad Miller, you flat cut, go up the middle. He'll get you the ball. And look at Dante Cunningham move over.
And right on that ball.
Yeah, he's just a smart defender. He went to college 4 years.
Salmon's tough shot, missed it. Great defense by Dante Cunningham right in Salmon's face.
That's what he gives you. He gives you a nice, now he's going down trying to post up the small one.
Roy to the middle. Rudy takes the 3 himself and hits.
Rudy. He doesn't have a steal tonight. He's one of the steal leaders in the NBA, but he has a couple of threes.
Does have 8 points in 9 minutes played. Argo cuts, can't get him the ball. Here's Miller trying to pull Oden out of the middle. Left it short, and there's Rudy grabbing the rebound. Even in games where Rudy last year, it's oftentimes all or nothing. Was his shot falling or not? This season, he's done a little bit of everything, even when he hasn't gotten the shots. There's a defensive 3-second technical, I think, on James Johnson. And Rudy Fernandez will shoot the technical free throw. Here's
Rudy stepped in, and Brad and Andre Miller said, he said, go ahead, you take it, you take it. Oh.
Portland last 2 years.
Yeah, for some reason.
And now, I mentioned this one at one point last year. It seems like they shoot technical fouls. I mean, not well, but I've had some numbers thrown at me that say they're right on their average with technical fouls. Maybe it's just because we pay close attention to technicals. Noah back in, and James Johnson, the rookie out of Wake Forest, will sit down.
Well, we talked about James Johnson being one of the draft picks. Not getting them.
Blazers try to go to Oden. Well, look at the hustle by Rudy. Gets it back. No. Oden, though, gets it back a second time, and we have a jump ball. And Oden mad at himself for not putting that down. But the hustle by Fernandez. Once again. And Noah, look at Rudy hustle down. He knew it was his pass that didn't get to its intended target out of bounds. Now, Noah won the opening tip. Greg Oden, for as well as he jumps, he's not good at jump balls yet.
He's got to get up quick. There it is.
There he wins it. Fernandez digs it out.
You just have to find out. Doesn't how high you jump, it's how quick you jump in the NBA. You got to go almost up with the ball as it's going up.
Baseline 1-4 for Roy. Takes the top of the key jumper. It's off. Oden, offensive rebound, puts it on the floor and is fouled. Greg Oden controlling the middle. He's got a double-double, 15 and 10.
And Brad Miller and Noah shaking their heads. Not many guys dominate them like this.
And Miller had a hold of that right or that left arm of Oden, and he simply grabs it with the right. And leave it to Oden to step up and fix the troubles of the foul line. Not that they're big troubles. Portland's still 80%.
And you can see the Blazers are doing a lot of damage around the rim now.
17 points for Oden on 5 field goal attempts in this game.
Oh, see, now that's production.
That's efficiency. Heinrich, top of the key. Too long. Rebound. Cunningham got a piece of it. Rudy lets it go. It'll be Portland ball. Yes, says Bill Spooner. Wise play by Fernandez, but did you see Dante Cunningham all over the defensive boards?
Well, he can get up. I don't know why they went to him tonight. They had, but boy, it's a good thing.
Well, and Dante, he got some minutes Saturday as well, but not any run like this consistently.
Yeah, and in crunch time.
Oden backing down. They bring the double. Rudy lets the traffic clear, and now Miller has it with 5 to shoot. Cunningham offers the pick. Miller steps through to the rim. No. Rebound. Noah grabs. Oden had a shot at that one as well.
Remember, Noah, #1 rebounder in the NBA, over 12 a game.
Only 5 so far tonight. Rose to the corner. Salmons for 3. Long. Noah, though, tips it in.
Well, both teams average around 13 offensive rebounds a game. That was a big offensive rebound right there for Noah. Blazers taking a lot of time getting into their set.
Backdoor Roy goes. Here's Oden at the elbow.
Rudy's got to take it.
3 seconds. Rudy still with it. Step back over Noah. Good! Just the way he planned it.
Yes. Nate said, run that play where you shoot with a second on the shot clock.
From 2 steps behind the line with a good shot blocker in your face.
Boy, they're running everything through Brad Miller.
It's a 9-2 Portland run. Rose off the mark. Rebound. Staying here. Brandon Roy going to get the foul. Maybe Cunningham.
No,
it is Cunningham. Cunningham with his second foul. And a timeout on the floor. But the Trailblazers bouncing right back with this 9-2 run. Rudy Fernandez, he knew how much time there was on the clock. No need to panic.
Hello everybody, Jeff Pendergraft with the Portland Trailblazers. We're at our annual harvest dinner. We're about to go make some food. A lot of people couldn't make it here, so we're gonna make it for them and go take it to them. Let's go. The main course right here, we got some turkey with gravy. Veggies are good for you, so eat your veggies. About to go deliver that hot, fresh food that we just put together to everybody that's at home that couldn't make it to the dinner here at the Rose Garden. We're on our way to our first house, drop off some nice, warm, delicious food. So hope they enjoy it.
Oh, there she is.
Hello.
How you?
We good. How are you doing?
Oh, boy.
The Trailblazers delivering a warm meal.
Thank you.
Very welcome.
Thank you very much. How you doing there, young man?
Good. Just finished dropping off all our meals and everything. I definitely believe everybody enjoyed it, had a blast doing it. Can't wait till next year to do it again. And everybody, you know, be safe and happy holidays.
And you'll get the multi-card discount and the safe driver discount.
And you'll save big on the paid in full discount. And the anti-theft discount.
Wow.
And the homeowner's discount.
The e-sign discount.
And the paperless discount. The multi-freckle discount.
Just making sure you're listening.
And not to mention the multi-policy discount.
Would you like one great big bag or two still pretty big bags?
Getting the discounts you deserve. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Well, Chicago had that hot shooting third quarter where they were 9 for 11. They're just 2 for 8 to start the fourth, and the Blazers have a 99-84 lead. We take you back to the Aflac trivia question, Coach Rice.
Yes.
If I may have your attention.
Okay.
In '86, the Blazers traded a future second-round draft choice to Chicago for a player who is here tonight.
It's up.
86. Bless you.
Thank you. There must be some pollen in the air.
We do have cough buttons on these.
Well, I had it covered
Who is
up.
it?
Michael Holton?
Yes. How'd you know that?
Oh, man.
The former UCLA Bruin himself.
That's 11 straight Aflac questions I've answered.
It's the first one you've had in 3 weeks and the first one all season without cheating. There is Fernandez, the high arcing three.
And that's big. That takes your air out of your defense a little bit when you do that. And Rudy is capable of that. By the way, Chicago took 45 shots in the first half. They've only taken 20. They've been hot, but not a lot of shots. 20 in the second half.
Salmons taking it, lost the dribble, but is chased down by Noah. Backdoor goes Rose, and he scores. Boy, that's making something out of a near turnover for the Bulls.
Brandon Roy goes out of the game. Blake goes in. Derrick Rose used his athletic ability and strength to just force that in. Look at the crowd wants chalupas already. Forget about the chalupas. Think about the win now.
Oden. The cutter is Rudy, and he lays it in. A little give and go.
See, Oden's becoming an all-around NBA player. He can pass the ball, he rebounds, he blocks shots, he scores.
Rudy has 13 points on 5 shots. Catch Noah down low. Oden strips it away, then blocks it. Foul going to be called on Oden, I believe, and if so, that's his 4th. It is.
Well, LaMarcus has 4 also, so.
There's a nice look from Oden to Rudy. Rudy knows they're going to be doubling.
Watch out now, fans. Watch how his ball turns sideways. The spin on his ball. See, it goes.
And oddly enough, it doesn't go in the basket.
Well, he's not a bad shooter. I watched him.
He's 66%.
From the foul line?
Yes.
It's just he shoots it in his right hand, comes over like you're hitting a topspin forehand in tennis.
But he's having a nice start to the season. Took a little while to adjust to the NBA, but nice to see him leading the league in rebounding, averaging 12 points a game as well.
Well, his father was a great tennis player. There's no doubt about that. I love to watch him play. His enthusiasm.
Oden wanted that one down low as he had a little grimace when he didn't get the ball. Andre lobbed to Oden at the rim. How did he find it? 19 and 10 for Oden in this game.
Yeah, nice pass. He's checking the hot guy, Salmons.
Salmons, long 2, around and out. As we talked about Salmons earlier last year when he had the 21-point quarter and then didn't hear from him again. He's got 22 now, and he hasn't been totally silent in the second half, but not nearly what he was early. Oden wants that again.
He wants that ball.
Begging for that ball against Noah. Baseline move. Foul. Jump ball. Salmons tied him up. But Oden goes right into the double team. But here's the lob a moment ago from Miller.
Look at, he's pointed at it. The big guy was pointing up at the basket at Andre Miller.
Looks like pretty good defense by Salmons to tie him up.
I can't tell. There were just arms flailing away.
He's going to go to Miller and Blake here on this tip. He's got to make sure nobody else jumps in there, and indeed they do. The clock did not reset there. Miller, foul, beautiful by Andre Miller.
Yeah, jump balls, the clock does not reset. If the offensive team gets it, it's what it's left in your 24-second, which was 4 seconds. Andre Miller did a nice job of creating 2 foul shots.
And that's the kind of veteran play that Nate McMillan loves about Andre Miller, knowing exactly before the play, before the jump ball, how much time is on the clock. Is that something you can forget about?
Yes.
And G.Oden, by the way, a new season high in scoring tonight. His previous high was 18.
Wolves are going to try to really start pushing it up court a little bit more to try to get some easy baskets. They got the guards spread out in the corner. Heinrich and Salmons.
Heinrich back to Rose. Skip past Salmons, open for the 3. Blazers fly at him. Here's Rose, the floater inside over Oden. Impressive shot by Derrick Rose. 12 points for him now in the game. Still below his average.
Impressive energy still by G.Oden, who averages around 23 minutes a game.
He's over that now.
He's over that now.
Oden against Noah. Miller swings it. Rudy open 3. Around and out. Oden offensive rebound, and he's fouled. Oh, he just demands a crowd. Constant attention. Technical foul on Noah. Been a frustrating game, and Noah's playing a little bit out of position, trying to defend a guy like G.Oden.
Isn't that nice to say?
He's given up about 65, 70 pounds to Oden, and it's starting to wear on him.
Change your color, change your life during Miller Paint's store-wide paint sale. Now's the perfect time to take advantage of Miller's exquisite color lineup, all backed with the knowledge and expert advice you need to make the perfect color choice. Even our full Divine color line is on sale, so your only color limit is your imagination. Give your home the color you've been dreaming about at your local Miller Paint store. Miller Paint, our paint since 1890.
In February, 24 of the world's best athletes are coming to North Texas to compete on the NBA's biggest stage ever. 2010 NBA All-Star Balloting presented by T-Mobile allows you to vote for the most deserving NBA players. Log on to NBA.com and cast your vote. Also vote on your mobile phone by texting your All-Star player's last name to 69622. Vote now and vote often, and you could win a trip for 2 to Dallas in the NBA 2K10 sweepstakes. The 2010 NBA All-Star Game live from Cowboy Stadium February 14th, only on TNT.
Merlin sees a championship.
I want to look ahead like everybody else does, but I want to look back too.
What do they do to get better? Somebody step up.
To see everything that the Wild One does over the course of 2 hours, you really need the visual experience. Oh, there's Merlin.
Make sure to catch Trailblazers courtside right here on Comcast Sportsnet. 5:34 left here at the Rose Garden. Trailblazers 105-89 over Chicago. As time for tonight's Coors Light freeze play. Coach Rice, what do you have?
Well, I have a 1-4. The Blazers run their 1-out-4 across the baseline a little different. They bring a big man up to pick and roll, and we see right high pick and roll, freeze it right there. Now you can see the Blazers have the whole baseline is cleared out here, and you see right there a head turner. They see L.Deng earlier in the game, and watch, he turns his head, and Rudy gets his 5th field goal. He's 5 for 6 tonight, 16 points. He not only can shoot it outside, he can outsmart you going down the baseline inside. See, and that just clears the room out for either high pick and roll plays or someone running the baseline.
And Oden hits the first free throw. As we throw it down to Rebecca Harlow.
Well, guys, Nate down here has a great feel for the game right now, and he wants the Blazers to capitalize on Noah's frustration. He's saying, hey, guys, we've got Greg. We've also got LaMarcus there on the block. Don't forget, we've got 2 options. Keep attacking and pounding that ball inside.
All right, thanks. It's a nice deflection by Miller defensively.
Because Rudy is so active tonight, Martell Webster hasn't been in for a while because Rudy has been able to spread that defense of the Bulls out. Oh, man.
That shot outside.
Oh, man. Boy, how about Greg? 20 and 11 tonight over Noah. High-low.
Aldridge, skip pass. Rudy had time to set up for the 3. But he's met by Deng. Tried to zip past that one to Aldridge. Says, I'll just shoot the 3, I guess. Short on that. Blake steals it back. Aldridge, dump pass. Oden with 2 hands.
And L.Deng gets a facial. And Greg Oden gets a dunk.
This is now Portland's largest lead.
Boy, they're starting to play that defense.
Well on their way to making it 5 in a row over Chicago.
Boy, Greg Oden is just, the last 3 weeks, has come alive.
Taj Gibson's 5th foul.
Watch L.Deng get it right. Oh,
right in the mug.
I mean, that. Holy moly. And then they come right back and dunk
to make it worse on him. You could see
L.Deng said, I
trapeze on the rim around him.
I want no part of the dunk. I've just been hit in the face.
Crowd just saw it.
Oh, see, they see it now. They didn't see it before it happened so quick.
Could break a guy's nose.
Oh, man. And then he starts back. He's thinking about blocking a dunk, and he said, no, I've had enough. Cargo back in. Jared Bayless back in.
Andre Miller, 16 points, 5 assists. And he only took 6 shots in the game. He went to the foul line, and the numbers aren't as impressive as some of his games, but all in all, maybe as impressive as he's been as a Blazer.
Right. Blazers did a nice job against the Chicago Bulls team that came in here ready to play. Their coach chastised them after that Denver game. You're soft. You're not giving us enough aggression. And they came out and played a nice three-quarter game. Yeah.
Shooting 48%, only 6 turnovers. They're 82% at the line. Everything going well. Portland just too tough here at home. Rudy lobs it to Oden for the jam. That was the design.
Yeah. Rudy. He's an Olympian.
Oden 24 and 11.
He's got a silver medal.
Taj Gibson around and out. I think Oden's going to get out of there here in a second.
Yes, he is. And I have a feeling it'll be his first standing ovation for the young man from Ohio State.
Not his last.
You got that.
Listen to the crowd chanting Oden. Aldridge.
Well, the Chicago Sun today said, well, they've played the 2 tough teams on this road trip, Denver and the Lakers. Now they got a team that's not as talented. I don't know about that.
Johnson, rebound Oden, that's his 12th. Lob, Bayless. Dave McMillan was trying to get Oden out of there during the timeout so that he could get the reception and the ovation he deserves, but he couldn't do it. But now he'll come out during the timeout. 114-91, Blazers pulling away.
Ducks Beavers Civil War collectible football.
Plenty for the customers, only one for us.
We got a problem.
Ducks. Oh, beavers.
Is that gonna burn? What's in this?
Ammonia. It's got ammonia in it.
That'll probably burn. Beavers. So? Ducks. Beavers.
Spend $40 or more at your participating Napa or Napa Auto Care Center, and you take the ball.
Ducks. Beavers.
You don't have to dig too deep to get the breakfast you love.
And you can get a great breakfast every day for just $1. McDonald's Breakfast Dollar Menu. Fast, affordable, delicious.
Now that Clear has covered Portland with a super fast mobile internet, it's easy to play online games outside. Watch HD sports on your commute. Or stream movies from your car. Try doing that with internet from a cell phone company. But it's easy with Clear, because Clear has built a brand new WiMAX network, so you can get online at home and on the go for only $55 a month. It's all the internet you'll ever need.
Bob McCamey and Michael Holton in the Home Court Studios will be with you after the game for the Home Court post-game show. Double time for LaMarcus Aldridge and Greg Oden. Greg Oden showing it tonight.
An offensive clinic, and here you play inside out, in, out, over, and now drive the closeout and lay it out early for Greg Oden. He started to play, and he finished to play. Greg Oden swinging from the rim.
That is very nice. Season high points for the big man. Let's get you back to Mike and Mike for the finish.
All right, thank you, fellas. More coming up from Bob and Michael momentarily as Oden came out of the ball game and had to be announced that he was leaving the ball game as Pargo hits a three. But Greg Oden sits down with 24 points, 12 rebounds, 2 block shots, 7 of 8 from the field, 10 for 12 from the free throw line.
And a lot of intimidation in that 3-second line.
Cunningham.
Yeah, well, he can hit it. He can make that shot.
I think we found a new backup power forward. And Vinny Del Negro going to call a 20-second timeout. Blazers have matched the total they put on Chicago in this building last year. And some of the Chicago media in the Rose Garden tonight, among them, Sam Smith, longtime writer for the Tribune, and now he writes on ChicagoBulls.com, and recently was quoted as saying if the NBA draft, that draft would have been held today, Joakim Noah would have been a better pick than Greg Oden, and I think maybe Greg might have caught wind of that.
And Sam Smith's one of the all-time great NBA writers. He has more trades going than
absolutely.
But I'll tell you, Greg Oden is improving by not the day, by the hour.
Just seemingly everywhere, and now teammates looking for him everywhere. And this may be one of the most, well, I shouldn't say maybe, this is the most impressive outing of Oden's young career.
Yes.
Had some bigger numbers at times.
And he's playing against guys that can play. Yeah, Brad Miller and
out of bounds to Portland. It's an impressive win for the Trailblazers, who I think early on, and maybe the biggest thing is Oden's having fun.
Oh, he's smiling again. He's having fun. You're right. There's Pendergraph behind him.
Yeah, Jeff Pendergraph, by the way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, he says he'll be back at Christmas.
I think Pendergraph will be on with us tomorrow night on Trailblazers Courtside, which can be seen worldwide on Trailblazers.com from 6 to 8 Pacific. Bayless hits along too. Blazers now have a season high in scoring. They've scored 116 on Minnesota the first time those teams played, first of the 3. Taj Gibson works his way to the middle and scores. Impressive night for Gibson, though.
I like Gibson. I really like Gibson, what he can do. Quick jumper. Good hands around the rim.
Blazers have only given up 100 points in a game twice. Webster throws that up a little long. And the Blazers, the #1 defense in the NBA, giving up only 88. Pargo trying to get the assist to himself. Didn't work out. I don't know. We do that at the YMCA once in a while.
Yeah, right.
Look at the lob. Oh, from Rudy to Martell Webster. Don't forget you got to play this team again.
Yes. But if they weren't thinking about after last year, they...
Yeah, that's true. It was 42 last year.
42 last year. Derrick Rose wanted to shoot that one. Oh, man.
And Portland also won in Chicago last year, 109-95. need to shoot just one more time.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be Bayless shooting.
Juwan Howard tied up. He'll have to go to the free throw line. You know, I mentioned the defense in Chicago. They've only been giving up 95 points a game. And the Blazers tonight with 120. And all things considered, and maybe it's because of the new starting lineup that we saw on Saturday night, and Martell Webster, even without a sterling offensive game tonight, just 3 for 10. Is this the most complete Blazer effort of the season?
Oh, yes. Especially when Chicago made a run at them with 7 for 7. And the Blazers didn't let it bother them at all. Blazers now shooting over 57%. And as you said, I think Dante Cunningham, that door that opened for Martell, it opened for Dante tonight. And I think they're going to like what they've seen from that young man.
This is part of the, adjustment period still. I mean, I know we're almost 16 games into this, but we talked about this Blazer team being new and having to discover themselves. And tonight we saw that again, and we continue to see guys like Cunningham step up. We saw Webster break out Saturday. Still early.
Yeah.
Blazers looking good.
And the Chicago Bulls circus trip isn't over yet.
Chicago Bulls now 10 and 59 in the last 10 circus trips. It's not a fun time.
No, it
Going out west for the East teams never is.
Never is.
122-98. Blazers get the victory over Chicago tonight. LaMarcus Aldridge 24. Greg Oden 24 and 12. What a big night for the Blazer big people as we throw it down to Rebecca Harlow.
Well, guys, right now Greg is actually getting some much-deserved high fives from his teammates for his performance tonight. Gosh, Chicago tried to make this a physical game. Noah tried to step up to you, but you just had total control. What was the key for you controlling that inside?
I think we just wanted to concentrate on keeping him off the boards first. So while I'm keeping him off the boards, I got me a couple of rebounds, and I think we dominated the inside just by doing that and making sure they didn't get all those second chance points.
Just a couple of rebounds, couple of points, too, to go along with it. When you have such a complete game like this on both ends of the floor, what's the most gratifying? Is it the offense or the defense for you?
I think it's the defense, because that's definitely what I want to concentrate on. And just being able to stop, playing good defense definitely leads to a good offensive possession. So it all starts with the defense.
And offensively, take a look at your whole team here. This was a career night in terms of points this season for you guys. When you have things working inside, how does that open everything else up?
Well, I think people start to double team, and that just opens up the jump shot a lot for all these other guys. So when me and L.A. can get it going and get some points on the inside, they got to start concentrating on us and leaving Rudy and B. Roy and Steve and all them open jump shots.
Go enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, thanks, Rebecca. Knowing this Trailblazers team, they won't enjoy it long. They pat each other on the back and then move on to the next game and take their business as it comes. And as it is, the next game will be Wednesday night. Blazers and New Jersey Nets, but a complete effort tonight from the Trailblazers who blow out the Bulls in Portland.
It's winter out there, and you've still got places to go. Wherever you're headed, whatever the weather, depend on Les Schwab to get you there. We'll help you make the right choice from a great selection of all-season tires, traction tires, and easy-to-install chains. And remember, a reliable battery is important in winter, too. Les Schwab Tires. We help make getting there safer.
Coming up on Comcast Sportsnet.
Wednesday, November 25th at 7 p.m. against Devin Harris and the New Jersey Nets. Friday, November 27th at 7 p.m. against O.J. Mayo and the Memphis Grizzlies. Catch all this and more on Comcast Sportsnet, your home for the Portland Trailblazers.
Game on.
Right now, money is flying out of your wallet, so you switch to Cricket. For just $45 a month, get unlimited talk, text, pics, and mobile web, plus national coverage. Call 1-800-390-8525 and get this Samsung for $49.99, plus your first month of service free. There's no contract to sign, no overages, and it's all on our 3G network. So call, click, or come into Cricket today and put your money back where it belongs.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Respect for your wallet. Cricket.
celebrating 40 years of Portland Trailblazers basketball. Blazers basketball has been brought to you by Wells Fargo. Together, we'll go far. By Lush Schwab Tire Centers, where doing it right is what we do best. By Sylvania, proud sponsor of the Portland Trailblazers. By Subway. Check out the everyday value menu from Subway restaurants. Subway, eat fresh. And by Corona. Kick back and relax with an ice cold Corona and lime. Relax responsibly.
And the Rose Garden is emptying. It was sold out for the 79th consecutive time. Blazers get the victory in impressive fashion. Easily the end-to-end, the most impressive victory for the Trailblazers this season. 122-98. Blazers still have only given up 100 twice this season. And you look at Chicago's numbers across the line. 46% shooting. They were 46 from 3. 82% from the line. They had 23 assists, only 6 turnovers. They played a very clean and complete game, and they were very sharp all night, but lost by 24.
Yeah, and I think where you look at it and where they lost and where Vinny Del Negro will look at the stat sheet, rebounds. They were out-rebounded by 20 and more on the offensive boards. 14 offensive rebounds for the Blazers to only 8 to the Bulls, and that's one of their strengths. And the other place, if you look at Miller and Oden, between the two of them, they took 21 free throw attempts. So that pick and roll play was very difficult for Chicago to defend with those two, with Oden getting to the foul line, and he ended up 10 for 12, and Miller ended up 10 for 11.
Well, speaking of Greg, he may have lost in the NCAA title game to Joakim Noah, but he didn't lose tonight. 24 points, 12 rebounds. Boy, look at the numbers, the efficiency for Oden in what is his best game as an NBA player so far, and there are many more to come. The young 21-year-old Greg Oden tonight, but putting himself on the map, and we were this broadcast was carried live on NBA TV tonight nationwide. A good night for that for Greg Oden.
Oh, absolutely. Good night for the Blazers. They opened it up a little offensively. They were, if you look at quarter by quarter, 31, 35, 24, 32. So they were very consistent across the board with their offense.
Spirit Mountain play of the game. For that, we go back to that fourth quarter, and there were some highlight plays for Portland. Chicago had their share too. But this one, Rudy, Oden waiting in the weeds, grabs and jams. And I think the defense thought Rudy Fernandez was going with one of his trademark floaters. Oden knew that he had made eye contact with Fernandez and threw it down. And Greg showed a little touch, a little jump hooks, and then showed the power.
Now he's second in the NBA in dunks. So you know he's rattling that rim. He's got a nice little touch early in the game.
How many did he have tonight?
Oh,
he must have had
at least 5.
5, I would think. Yeah. 4 or 5. Ended up with 7 field goals. Still, to get 24 points on just 8 shots is impressive.
Oh, very impressive. The whole the way Nate has turned this team around with, you know, he keeps looking for the best lineup, and I really was impressed with Dante Cunningham. I have been all year, and I'm glad he stepped. He's like a veteran out there. Plays defense, rebounds, takes the open shot. So maybe they found a backup.
He went to college 4 years. He's one of the oldest players in the floor tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
Wednesday night, Trailblazers back home again, this time against the New Jersey Nets, who did, unlike the Bulls, give the Trailblazers a great game in this building last year. And they're getting healthier. Not completely healthy yet, but they're getting there. We'll have that for you at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night. But the Trailblazers tonight with 24 from Aldridge and 24 from Oden get the job done against a sharp Bulls team tonight. Blazers blow them out 122-98. For Rebecca Harlow and Mike Rice, I'm Mike Barrett saying good night from the Rose Garden. We'll talk to you Wednesday, same place, same time.
The Seattle Seahawks and Portland Trail Blazers community game plan is simple. Touch lives and make it better. Imagine the difference we can all make in our community with these 2 simple plays in mind. The Seahawks and Trailblazers believe that together with our fans, we can help ensure that every season is a winning one. That's why they encourage you to be part of the game plan and volunteer in your community.
At Typhoon, we believe value starts with quality. We use wild shrimp, not farm shrimp. We use the leanest pork and beef and the freshest white meat chicken. We use only fresh noodles and the best coconut milk in the world. We import our own award-winning rice direct from the field to your table. We use the best canola oil with no trans fat. It's a lot more expensive to cook this way, but you can taste the difference.
Experience Typhoon tonight.
In February, 24 of the world's best athletes are coming to North Texas to compete